The best thing about working with Brainware for me is month end is no hassle for us. We are done before. We're done usually 2 days before month end, so we have no issues. We know we're not going to have anybody work overtime. I don't have to wonder if it's snowing outside whether my group is going to show up or if they're going to be sick, and wonder if the invoices are going to get processed, and that's the biggest thing for me. Today our department is mostly made up of analysts that will have a relationship with the vendors that we weren't able to have before, and they will make sure they'll look at statements and make sure that we are processing everything and make sure that we're not missing any discounts. We were able to take some of the original employees that we had that were actual employees from Alltel and promote them to different positions, and whether it was a coordinator, most of them went to coordinator positions and had more responsibility, and they got raises out of the change for us. When we were looking at OCR programs, we looked at our current workflow provider, which was a template-based logic that they were looking at, which wanted the invoice number in the top right-hand corner, and the invoice total would be in the bottom right-hand corner. Brainware offered us like a fuzzy logic where it would just look for keywords. We process over 10,000 invoices a month, and they're all different formats, so we needed to get a program that wouldn't assume that every invoice coming into our company was formatted the same. We needed to have something that would just look at an invoice, didn't matter where the wording was, and would be able to pick up the information. Prior to automating the system, our workflow, we couldn't tell how much an invoice was for, if it was for $5 million or $5, until we actually invoiced it. So we could not reach any of our discount numbers because we couldn't pick those high dollar invoices and just process those first and then go to the low dollar invoices. We had to process every single invoice before we could get that discount. We had a large backlog, about 5,000 invoices at any given time were in our workflow to process. Once we implemented, when we come in the morning, we have about 200 invoices in the verifier to work with, and those are invoices that came in from the afternoon of the day before. So we did not have to recreate the wheel to be able to have Brainware work with our workflow. There was some tweaking that had to be done, and it really didn't take that long, and it wasn't a lot of work for our IT department. With the implementation of Distiller, our department, we don't have to work so much overtime, and so the employees get more family time. They're not here on Saturdays working and processing invoices. Morale is better because they know now that they have a stepping stone, that when they start at a lower position, there are positions that they can move up to if they do a good job, and we did not have that opportunity before. Prior to implementing Distiller, our year-end, we would get phone calls, emails every day. You haven't processed my invoices. How come my invoices haven't processed? They need to process before year-end because I need to get them in the budget. Otherwise, I'm going to lose budget money next year. Had to have daily meetings just about with our network and our handset groups to go over their invoices and figure out how we were going to be able to process those invoices in time. My group was working 10-hour days during the week, and for most every Saturday from Thanksgiving until Christmas, they had to come in and work 4 or 5 hours every day. Our goal with automating our invoice process was to eliminate the manpower employees that we had and to be able to upgrade the positions that we had in the department to a higher level, which we were able to do. We hired 5 analysts in the group and got rid of the 7 manpower temporary employees that we had doing data entry. With the implementation of Distiller, we have 1.5 employees processing invoices. We are running at about 85% accuracy rate with the indexing fields today, and prior to Distiller, probably about 40%.